Vikings fans need to be keeping a close eye on Justin Jefferson and his contract situation. We've reported in the past that the way the Vikings structure their deals could be an impediment to working out a long-term contract with Justin Jefferson. The guarantees are rolling with injury guarantees that become fully guaranteed in each year instead of a massive full guarantee right out of the gates. Some of the best players get those significant multi-year guarantees from the moment they sign the contract. Or, for example, when you get to 2024 in March, guarantees will fully vest for 2025. You get to 25, they vest for 2026. That's not how the Vikings do it. The guarantees vest in full each year. Handful of teams use that structure. The only exception the Vikings have made as it relates to a veteran contract is Kirk Cousins. Will they make that exception for Justin Jefferson? That remains to be seen. But there have been some indications, there's some chatter out there, and I know it's slow right now, but hey, where do things stand between the Vikings and Justin Jefferson? And when people are reporting that maybe the Vikings are content to let this play out, I think it's something that maybe the Vikings will regret. Wrote about it earlier today at PFT, and I just want to talk about it for a little bit because I always go back to how we got here with great young players who are still operating under the terms of the rookie contracts. And I go back to the years prior to 2011, where the pay that was given to the first-round players, and obviously there was a lot more early in the draft, but it continued through round one. The bulk of it was in the top 10 and really the top 5. It just kept going up and up and up. And it was creating a lot of angst for the teams because the numbers were getting out of whack to the point where there was speculation one year, I think it was 2008, when the Dolphins took Jake Long. There was speculation the Dolphins would just pass. They just wouldn't take anyone, and they'd wait, and they'd wait. And then they'd decide at some point after 4, 5, 6 picks, now we'll take whoever we're going to take. Not that that would have helped, not that that would have worked, but that's how bad it was. It was regarded as a borderline negative to have the otherwise positive of the first overall pick in the draft because of that financial investment. You look at what the Raiders gave to Jamarcus Russell. What return did they get? So the NFL became determined as part of the 2011 CBA to completely revamp the rookie wage scale, specifically in round one. The idea was, let's prevent the busts from absconding with millions of dollars they never earn. And that's fine. I got no problem with that. Problem is, what do you do to the guys who come in and play great? You've taken away their compensation. You've taken away the money that rightfully should have gone to them. And to top it off, what they did in 2011, they extended from 2 years to 3 years the opening of the window for doing a second contract with a draft pick, making it even harder for those guys who are the lottery tickets that are scratched off as winners to get the money that they didn't get in the first place, and now they can't get until 3 years in the NFL. That's the background. And I think that makes it imperative for any team with a first-round pick who, after 3 years, has proven he's a great player. I think the only fair thing to do is pay him because you have been unfairly profiting from his skills and abilities because you got a guy who ended up being great. It's already overdue for Justin Jefferson to get his contract. And the problem is, for the Vikings, the longer they wait, the more expensive this is going to get. When has it ever gotten cheaper for a team to say, hey, you know what? Let's wait a year. Let's not do the deal now. Let's wait. Market always goes up. Salary cap always goes up. Unless you're betting that the guy's going to suffer an injury or the bubble's going to burst, he's not going to be any good, all of a sudden he's going to go the other way. What are you doing by waiting? You're only making it more expensive later to get that player signed to the contract he deserves. And you're running the risk, and the Vikings have a history of this. Great receivers who decide they want out, or the Vikings decide they want to get them out because of the way they've conducted themselves. Randy Moss traded in 2005 and then cut when he came back just after 3 weeks in 2010. Percy Harvin went from being 4 weeks into the 2012 season in the conversation for MVP He ends up being traded by the Vikings at the. Remember, that was preceded by the notorious statement from then GM Rick Spielman, we have no intention to trade Percy Harvin. And then Stephon Diggs wanted out and got out. Justin Jefferson, by all appearances, wants to stay, wants to be there, isn't creating an issue, is not the squeaky wheel that needs to be greased. As I said today at PFD, the problem is if you take for granted the wheel that is spinning well, sometimes it just suddenly and spontaneously flies off the axle. That's what they have to worry about. Justin Jefferson waking up one day and saying, they're screwing me. They're ripping me off. Look at everything I've given to this team. And they won't give me what I deserve. I have to keep going out there and risking myself every single day when I already should have my financial reward. The Vikings need to get this done now. I don't care about your analytics. I don't care about your team building. I don't care about anything but fairness to one of the great players in the NFL and keeping him happy and keeping him there. If you blow this one, Vikings, it's no longer purple purgatory. It's flat out first layer of purple hell for Vikings fans. When they have something great, they got to figure out how to keep their hands on that greatness. And that means breaking out the checkbook and writing a massive signing bonus and signing a contract along with some significant guarantees payable to Justin Jefferson, ASAFP. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.